Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Coffee and Convo podcast. I am here with a special guest today, Kay Spiffy. He's also my co-host on the Lyricist podcast. Kay, what's going on with you, man?
I'm good. Happy New Year. Happy New Year,
Happy New
everybody.
Year. Happy New Year.
Good morning.
So, as you guys can tell, it's still in the morning, slightly recovering, still slightly drinking to get a little
Mm,
alcohol in the morning. Doesn't hurt. So,
mm,
and coffee and
right.
convo.
That's right.
So, what we doing today? Because it's the new year. This is bringing in season 3, episode 1, and pretty much what we're going to be talking about is if resolutions are really healthy, and if you make a resolution, can you keep it? So, with that being the topics, now I'm going to bounce to Case Spiffy and get his thoughts about his resolutions, and do you feel like you can keep it, and do you feel like it's healthy to do resolutions? So,
Um, Resolution. Normally people do these New Year's resolutions because they want a different mental mind state before they
mhm.
start the whole entire year. Um, in that form of aspect, it's really good because that way you have like a drive for the year. You have like some kind of form of like path or ambition. And if you have these kind of goals set for yourself, you should want to accomplish it. But if you don't apply it or apply yourself, you'll let yourself down. And that's the negatives of a resolution. Because if you don't meet these criteria that you set for the beginning of the year, like it all sounds great, but if you don't apply it, then you're just gonna let yourself down. So for me, I think resolutions are good if you're actually gonna be ambitious about it. Don't just talk about it, be about it. So for starters, my resolution I already revealed to you last pod that I want to see this platform grow. Hopefully this platform can get that YouTube play button. Hopefully it can get monetized and stuff like that. And hopefully it can be like a realm or a hub for everybody to just converse, with multiple shows. Hopefully I get my own show on here. Hopefully, you can get your own little another show on here because you will be the owner. So,
Yeah,
you
turn
know,
it to a network. That's the
yeah,
goal.
turn it to a network, spin it into something greater, you know. It's and then also it's like, some personal resolutions that I have for myself. But I'm gonna, you know, be hungry, try to seek these resolutions out and try to, mission accomplished, get them at the end of the year. And folks, even if you don't accomplish them all, at least try. Like at least try to see how what you can accomplish. Just because you didn't completely like accomplish it doesn't mean like you're not like 50% in or you're not like 75% in. Like that's still some form of trying to make you a better person. So it
Yeah,
takes time.
it all counts for something. I just tell people this too. It's
Hmm.
just commit to consistency. And if
Hmm.
you can find yourself in a position where you're willing to be consistent, like no matter what, you'll see how it pays off. And I think that's the issue is that a lot of people will commit to something because it's good for the moment. It makes them feel good for a moment. But the most important tool is to put something in the place that's going to make you consistent. Because when something becomes a habit, you will absolutely be locked in no matter what. It's like going to the gym. Once you create a habit and it becomes something that's consistent, then your body starts to tell you, I'm missing it. I need to go to the gym. I need to do this. I need to do that. So just being healthy, just that's the mental health part of it. It's just like, do it in a way to where it clicks for you. Don't do it based on the fact that you have to do it. Because when you feel like you're obligated to do anything, 90% of the time you're not gonna fucking do it. It's like no one likes to fold their clothes. No one likes to take out their trash, but they have to do it. So
Right.
obligation creates a space to where it is you just like, I can't do that shit. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. And you put it off. Find a way to connect with it and make fun. Like make it fun. So no, but I agree, I mean, with everything you said. So the goal is to absolutely create a network to where it is we all are able to do different things under, one roof, but also, to remain individuals, because the goal overall is to be able to grow
Mhm.
and to remain hungry. Because I can tell you this right now, I'm not an if person, I'm a win person. So like when that happens, it's just like I just tell people, just whatever you have that's working for you right now, keep practicing that same thing, because the goal is not only to be a part of a network, but to expand the network and even get individuals their own networks, you know. So just I always think outside the box. So that's just
Yeah,
how.
no, you're speaking it into existence.
Mhm.
Also,
So I'm an action oriented person. So if I say that it's something that I want, I say
Mhm.
that it's going to be done, and I commit to it, and I do the work. So when I was having this conversation with somebody a while back about getting back into podcasting, I didn't only just stop at one podcast. I I relaunched my other podcast too. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna commit to it. I'm gonna get the time to it. I'm gonna put the work into it. So like for me, I don't do resolutions. You know, I just set goals. I set markers for myself. I got
Mhm.
a dry eraser board over here, which I write down everything I plan on doing, and focus on those goals and what I can do to accomplish those goals.
Right.
Like my goal last year was like, okay, I can't make less than $10,000 a month. How the fuck was I going to do it? So I had to kind of like research different ways on how to do different things. But
Right.
it's just being able to set a goal. Like that's the quota. I got to meet that quota every month.
Yeah.
So you just like push
Consistently.
yourself. So what?
Consistently.
Yep, consistently. And
Mhm.
whatever you do, however you crack the code, remember how you cracked the code. Remember how you took the steps and how you got to that point. Because if you do the same thing over again and it becomes repetitious, then you've already accomplished something, and you can do it over and over and over again. People wonder how these billionaires can lose billions of dollars and get $1 billion again, because they've mastered the art of repetition. They know how to go back and do the same thing over and over again. What's his name? Belfort from Wolf of Wall Street, pretty much.
Mhm.
Jason Belfort. I think it's Jason Belfort. I may got his first name wrong, but you know, he lost all that money, went to prison and everything else because he hustled everybody, but he found the way to apply that to something else in a positive manner. He was able to get that money back. So,
Mhm.
it's just an art of repetition, man. Just being able to do the same thing over and over again and make it work and be consistent.
I got you. Y'all hear that, folks? Be consistent.
Yep. Now, I mean, and that's why I do these podcasts. It's like this podcast. It doesn't have to be like the Lyricist podcast. It's not going to be 45 minutes to an hour, because I
Mhm.
like to give general, direct information so people can understand that there's a way that you can do certain things. My family going crazy in the background.
No, you're good. You're
Yeah.
good.
So, and it's just like getting to the point. It's like this will be the year that I release my book. The book is done. I'm still going over it with publishers and everything. And, the goal is to, you know, give people something to revisit when it comes to, okay, how do I stay motivated? So, and, it's called Motivations Blueprint. So I literally lay out how you can, those points in life where you feel like you um, have disconnected
Mhm.
and you want to figure out how to become, you know, motivated again. I break it down, because I practice this shit throughout my entire life. Now I ain't perfect. I fuck up too, and I have to remind myself, like, dude, you know how to do this stuff.
Mhm.
So, but those
That's
are
what
those are my goals for this year,
I
and
liked
I'm
how you. I liked how you said that because, like, when you're doing these quote unquote goals or New Year's resolutions, life is gonna throw some things at you that throw you off your path, and you gotta find a way to get back on. So I liked how you. That's a good
yeah.
point.
I mean, it's like outside like the hip hop stuff and everything else. I love it. That's my passion. I love music, and
Hmm.
I mean, I love hip hop,
Hmm.
but I also love entrepreneurship. I love business,
Right.
and I love personal growth.
Hmm.
And those are the things that I commit to. And that's why I said, there's no such thing as just doing one thing that you love. You can find time to do everything that you love. This is a part of you. So if you love gaming, carve out some time to game. If you love, making music, carve out some time to make music. Your passion projects can sometimes become your principal projects, and you can like become successful from it. But it's all a part of you.
Yeah.
So, and that's what people think that, because they have the ADHD when it comes to like everything they love, they want to do everything. Go ahead, do it, explore everything, but find a way to just carve a time out to give some structure to each thing that you love to do.
Right.
So,
Definitely.
yeah. So, 2024 is day one. So, I challenge people to do this. Whatever your goals is, write it down. Write it down so you can see it visually every single day. If you're really one of those individuals that feels the need to make a resolution and keep it, and those that can keep it, I commend you. But not everybody's like that. The mass majority can't keep their fucking promises to themselves. So you have to find a way to commit to it and see it visually. Put it on your fridge. Put it on your coffee pot if you have to. Wherever you can see it every single day. I know somebody that writes their shit on the mirror. And they read it every single day. And when they feel like they have accomplished it, they cross it out. Find a way to revisit whatever your goals is so you can focus on that goal and build towards doing something to accomplish it. Because when it's all said and done, if you keep looking at it and you keep doing that shit, you keep hitting it every single day, it becomes a part of you. And then you do that shit effortlessly. There'd be no struggles doing it. It's like when you get up, you do your 10 push-ups, drink your coffee, go after that, go shower, come back out, do 10 more push-ups. If your goal is to do 1,000 push-ups a day, but you're doing a 10 like increments of 10, do it.
Yeah.
That's a system. So that's why I just tell people just be consistent, man. If you have goals, find a way to meet it, but don't hide it behind New Year's resolutions. Putting a title on it like that, it limits the goal. It limits the possibilities. It could be bigger than that. So I'll shut up and let you talk now. So.
No, I don't have really anything to say. This is your show, brother. I am the guest.
I know you're the guest, but you know what? I like for everybody to feel comfortable. So, speak to peace, say how they feel. So, okay. So I'm gonna start shooting some questions at you now.
Okay.
So, your goals that you have for this year, personal goals. Have you start planning like how you want to like accomplish those goals? Like what structures you want to put in place?
Yeah. One of the things that you could do, people, is, and I'll just use myself for example. If you're gonna set yourself up for these goals, let's just say last year, right? I knew what I had to do in order to set myself up for success. You got to start as soon as possible because you got to start somewhere. So you don't need, quote unquote, like you just said, you don't need a resolution to get you to in that mindset that you need to start. You could start that any single time from last year, but you got to prep yourself in order to put yourself on the right path that you're going to commit to. So for starters, I'm pretty sure like if you're out there and you have some kind of debt, you should want to start that as soon as possible. Don't just let it wait. Don't just let it like build and stuff like that and interest and stuff like that. Like start doing what you need to do and get on a nice little, like, I guess, a plan or whatever. Work with somebody like a consultant or something to prep you in the right direction. So when you do move on into like a year like this, you'll have like a certain plan, a direction, just to get you out of these tight situations. It could be debt, it could be some kind of like a relationship, because a lot of people go through a relationship. A lot of people want a relationship. Like, better yourself for the relationship so you can be a better person. Such as like if you do social media, so like don't just be stagnant into like your 1-9 subscribers. Keep posting. Don't get discouraged. That people another thing that people feel while they're going through these goals is discouragement. Don't get discouraged. Keep going. Discouragement is just an illusion. It's just to bring you down so you don't keep going. It's to make you stop, and you don't want to stop while you're trying to go and reach these goals or these resolutions. Just keep on going. Don't stop. So it comes with doubt. I would say, well, doubt is one of them.
Yeah,
Um, I guess the belief of the goal, like how realistic you think anything is realistic unless you put your mind to it. So if you could put your mind to it, you can do it. It might take some patience, which is another word I would say, because none of this stuff is going to happen overnight. It needs patience and it needs consistency, which is the main word, I guess. But any life situation, just apply it and do it today. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna start tomorrow. Like, no, what can you do that's gonna add to that little percentage to get that, that W, to get that, to get it accomplished? Like, what can you do today that can get you that one step further? Like,
exactly.
yeah.
And I've told people that watch this podcast, I'm like, I've always identified with Kobe Bryant
Mm-hmm.
and his way of handling things in life. And it's like I didn't know that I actually identified it after I read the book, because I'm extremely competitive. I turn anything to a competition, which is probably like like a negative too. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
competitive person by nature,
Right.
and like because I like the fight as much as I like the W. I like the effort as much as I like the W.
Mm-hmm.
So the work that goes into getting that W means a lot to me. I got little symbols over here, like pictures over here, that reminds me every single day. Hustle, grind, execution. So I'm huge on execution when it comes to anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can hustle your ass off every single day. You can grind to get to that next step, but you'll never feel accomplished if you never execute. Execution is 100% dedication, and you can only execute if you're consistent. And I know this whole fucking conversation sounds cliche for some,
Mm-hmm.
but
It's
if you
true.
change your mindset, if you commit, you have to commit to doing something, you'll
Mm-hmm.
see that it actually works. Go ahead, bro. He's going to say something.
No, I was just saying it's true. Like I was basically giving an ad lib. It's true.
Yeah. And it's like, it may not be, like you said, it's not going to be perfect in the beginning.
No.
It's not. There's no way that's going to be perfect in the beginning. But if you commit to what it looks like from the bottom up, research what can you do differently that's going to make things blow up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to social media managers, I'm talking to SEO specialists and everything else. I'm doing my research to see what can I do to grow this these companies. What can I do to make this stuff more successful in 2024? So it's just being able to commit to doing something and actually doing the fucking work and not being afraid of it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. People are afraid of work. They
Yeah.
they are consistently inconsistent, and they're okay with that. Oh yeah, I'll put it in. It'll still be there tomorrow, but it may not, because what if you don't wake up tomorrow? That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you're gonna hear this podcast, people, is gonna be cliche as hell. But I'm gonna tell you is
It's true.
even I had to learn it was true.
Yeah. It may
I
sound a
had to
little
stay the course.
cheesy, but it's true.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's talk about my music shit. I took a long time off from music, and when I came back in 2023, I dropped 2 EPs. Yeah, I had a few
Mm-hmm.
songs from here and there too, because the what motivated me to do that, because 2022, when the year wrap up came in, I seen where my numbers was, I was disappointed because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I didn't stay consistent. I didn't adjust to the times. I was becoming like one of those people, like, oh well, music is different because streaming, blah 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 blah. Okay, I had to get out of that mindset. I had to actually make myself do something different. So I went and I did something different. My year wrap up this year, like what 2023 was completely different. Seeing the growth. I mean, look, the royalties coming in, all the other shit. It's like you ain't got to be a superstar. Not everybody's going to be Drake. Not everybody's going to be J. Cole. Not everybody's going to be Beyonce. Commit to what you do. There's a pocket just for you. There's a place just for you, and commit to that, and you'll grow in that. Maybe you will eventually become, that goal, that Drake, that Beyonce, that whoever. But at the end of the day, you got to commit to doing the work. They committed to doing the work. That's why they're successful. They do the work every single day. They didn't become millionaires overnight. They did the work. There's a guy that oh man, how did I forget his book? Let me say, gotta pull it up here because I got to start throwing books out there, people. Like one of the books I think that people should really like pay attention to is the subtle art of not giving a fuck. You got to stop caring what people think. You have to stop caring what
That's
people
an
think.
actual book. That's the name of it.
That is the actual book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So I want to show you guys a glimpse of everything I read. So, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, The Wealthy Way, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent, Profit First, Never Finished by David Goggins, The 6 Habits of Growth. Those are the type of books that I read.
Are those Audible too?
They're Audible. Yeah, all audiobooks.
Okay.
Because I'm one of those guys that if I don't have time to sit down and actually physically read a book, I will listen to it while I'm on the road. Because like with my business, because I own a home repair and construction business, so I'm on the road for that stuff. Getting those jobs and everything. I'm listening to my books constantly. I'm keep your mind going, train yourself, retrain yourself, program, process new information. Don't be afraid to, take it to the next step. And education is self-evident. And that's the beautiful thing about being humans, is that we can learn something new every single day, but we have to want to learn it. Our egos make us feel like we don't have to learn anything else. It's beyond that. Be willing to learn something different. And that has to become a consistent habit as well. So what are some books that you read, man? I don't mean to put you on the spot. I'm just asking, what are some books that you read? If you don't read it, it's cool, man.
Other than like, these books are not productive though compared to yours. These are just like anime books. Like
that's
manga.
Cool.
Yeah,
I love manga.
Yeah,
you know this, man.
Yeah,
I literally got hold on. Yeah, you don't sit up here try to play games with me, man. Like, this is one of my coffee cups, man. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. But like, that's the only kind of books that I read. That's about it, really. I like OG comic books, like Marvel comic books. I think those are still good. They're actually stronger than what they look like on the comic books. It's just crazy, but not productive though.
No, there's some productivity in that though. But it's like, dude, that right there, that could be another niche.
Yeah.
I mean, like, comic talk is fucking huge, bro. It is huge.
I bet it is. Yeah, I bet it is.
It's like one of the guys that I follow on there because I like comics as well. And I like the discussions. It's like I nerd out with a lot of stuff: gaming, comics,
anime,
all that stuff. So it's like I'm like right now I'm re-power watching Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
So it's like stuff like that. It's like I love that stuff, but also I can have a conversation about it. So the thing is that when you create a lane where you can have a conversation, especially like in the world that we've been dwelling in, like TikTok, there's a pocket for everybody. So we can utilize that to our advantage as well. So being able to do something that's just not hip hop oriented and just gravitate inside it, man, you got something else right there.
All right.
We know you love hip hop. I know you love your rap talk, man. You know your stuff when it comes to hip hop, but I don't know, man. Maybe you should give it a shot. Just say.
Well, for comics,
yeah, anime. Because
I'm
not
my anime taste is like kind of casual though, and comic.
so what.
No,
Like,
I don't want to upset people with my takes. I'm
but
good.
here's the thing. You won't ever become a connoisseur
Mm.
until you start giving your casual takes.
Yeah, I no, like no, I will never say some crazy stuff. Like there's people that be like, let's say like, because like One Piece fans are annoying,
Yeah,
but like
they're huge.
they're fucking
So is
arrogant.
JJK. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I'll never say some crazy stuff like, oh, Red Hawk is more influential than Goku's Kamehameha. Like that's crazy.
No.
I'll, ne- I'll never
Yeah.
say some stuff like that.
But to be in the realm, to have the discussion, because once you learn more and you see why things make certain sense, and then you start to
Yeah.
research it, then you start to become a connoisseur. So it's like with hip hop. It's like that's what you have to do with hip hop.
And I'm like, the thing about anime, I'm not biased.
Hmm.
I don't view myself as someone that's like just biased just because I like them, because I hold a different realm of accountability. But like when it comes to anime,
Hmm.
I don't know what it is, but I just think Sasuke is the most coolest character I've ever seen in life. In life. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying he could beat up everybody's ass, but I just
Right.
think that the makeup of a character, I just view that character, so that one and the one behind me right here. But like other than that, what
Mhm.
I'll talk about, this guy's actually kind of anime too, in a way, a little bit.
Trying to see what you're
Overwatch.
watching. Oh, okay.
My profile picture. He's
Oh.
basically he's a the reason why I like that character. Well, this character is
Mhm.
uh basically he's a symbol for music. Like in his world, he's like an artist. He has like he's a producer. He does basically everything like a modern day artist does, but only difference is he fights crime. So
That's
so I,
pretty sweet.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But
Yeah.
like,
See, I mean, but stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to give it a shot. I
yeah,
mean, look,
and he's
you,
a black character, which is also
yeah.
dope.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a beautiful thing as well. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like, look, I'm gonna start walking into some of those areas, giving my casual takes. And
yeah.
then it's like, yeah, of course it's gonna piss people off, but I can't be afraid to give my takes.
By the way, his album is mid.
Is it mid?
Yeah, it's mid. He's more of those on the popular side though. Like all the characters, like that
Uh-huh.
they like make them act and whatever. He's like the whole roster loves him for no and he's always positive, but like music wise,
Yeah.
eh, no.
Yeah.
But he's popular though, so he's making the streams and money though. But he makes dubstep music, so
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, most
So he
dubstep
will
is
get
mid.
he can make some hits in his sleep though, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. Hit make rapper. That's what it is.
Hit
So
big rapper. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
yeah.
But yeah, man, it's like stuff like that. I just tell people don't be afraid to try something different, but especially if you're passionate about it, and I can tell like that's something that you like and you're passionate about it. So whatever you decide to do with that stuff, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's like you love that stuff. Like I tell people, look, I got my podcast, I got both the podcasts, I got the stuff that I do on TikTok live. So
TikTok,
I
yeah.
enjoy, talking to people, and I'm about to throw gaming in there.
Oh, congrats on 3,000 uh followers.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I saw that late. I know you probably like roughly over that now, but like
Yeah, yeah. So no, I mean it's just growth, man. And I
yeah.
and I appreciate everybody that's been following and sharing
Mhm,
and everything else.
mhm.
TikTok has this thing that like after you hit certain certain levels, they
Yeah,
like
you're
to
about to be an overlord, brother.
yeah,
Better watch out.
they like to shadow ban sometimes too. Like which I don't
Uh,
understand that. It's weird. Like the whole shadow banning thing is weird to me. But I'm gonna
mhm,
stay the course because I
yeah,
know that if I'm gonna be a content creator,
mhm,
I'm not just sticking to one thing. I love hip hop. I've been talking about sports lately and about to get into the gaming realm and all that other stuff. So, it's been able to grow as an entertainment and content creation company. That's the goal overall. So,
definitely. I
and
can I can
I've
definitely
had
get
some
behind
crazy
that.
stuff that happened towards the end of 2023, and we're gonna leave it in 2023. And it's all about growth now. It's all about staying the course, not letting things take you off. And I should know that throughout my time in life that things like that happen. Hurdles are usually put in front of me. Obstacles are thrown my way. It's all about what do I do next? And I usually commit to, okay, well, let me stay the course and keep doing what needs to be done. I'm not perfect. I do have moments where it is, I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I'm going to scorch the earth and burn bridges. But, at the end of the day, you can't always be like that. You got to be like, okay, well, it is what it is, and let what it is stay what it is and stay away from it. So,
Definitely.
All right, sir. Is there anything else you want to add to the pod, sir?
Is this show not longer?
I'm not going to go an hour on a call.
Well, hey, I thought it was like maybe like a 40-minute show.
No, look, man, that's what I'm saying. Is there anything else you want to add? We still got time.
What other topics do you have that are like minor?
What minor topics?
Yeah.
Well, shit, dude, we hit on multiple topics. So
okay.
Yeah, so this is Kay's first time being up earlier than 4 p.m. So he wanted to try out the podcast, and
I wanted a little feature,
Yeah, but you know what? Something you did talk about though that I caught on to. I meant to respond to it earlier was the being able to commit to fixing certain things in your life, like your credit and all that other stuff. That is a big deal. Anything that can improve you as an individual, not someone a part of a relationship or anything else. I think that is something that's very, very important too, because start the year with getting your stuff together. If you want to get that new house, that new car, all that other stuff, you got to do different things. You have to commit to, not doing what you did last year.
Yeah.
So if you made some terrible decisions as far as like business wise or financially, tweak it. It does not have to be the end of the world. Tweak that shit. So before I go further,
don't make it worse.
Don't.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with people in like credit cards. Like, just to notice, to have access to it. We are in a time now where this cash don't have as much value. So the most power comes in your credit. You should be able to walk into a dealership and say, I want that, and not have to spend a dime.
Yeah. Especially got that 700.
Yeah. So it's even 800 plus.
No,
so
that's what they asking for now.
Not me like 800 credit.
Like, well, 800 credit would definitely they'll shut the fuck up. They don't even say shit.
They don't ask questions. Also, I tell people this too. Even with that same credit, that same credit can make you a millionaire.
Yeah, it can.
It can literally make you a millionaire. You can walk into a bank and get a loan, couple $100,000. You take that, flip it into real estate investment. Rather, you can get an Airbnb, and if that real estate doesn't work for you, go do something to Turo. Get a couple cars, put them on the road, rent them out.
Yeah.
It's ways to take your credit and create wealth. Rich don't mean shit. Wealth means everything. Because wealth has longevity. Right. Rich is temporary.
Right.
So you could be rich in the moment and you could be wealthy forever. So that's why, I believe that what you said was really, really important. Do take the time out to correct that stuff, because this is shit that you want to get done before you touch 40 years old. You don't want to go into your 40s worrying about your credit score being a 500.
Yeah, no.
Now, I ain't perfect.
Right.
Okay. I did some crazy, questionable shit, especially when in my early rap career. I bought a fucking $30,000 chain.
Damn.
Matching earrings and everything else, just to sell that shit and only get $650 for it.
Oh, man.
They didn't give a shit about the diamonds, none of that shit. They didn't care about none of that. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of money. I got a cross that's in there that I had to get repaired. Smaller chain. I want to say it's 14 karat gold. That had more value than a rose gold chain that I bought for $30,000.
God, 30,000.
I did that shit when I was 19 years old. I look back on it and I'm like, why did you do that?
Mhm.
Because I had the access. I was around all these rappers. I was around all these people when I was younger, and I thought that I had to do what they were doing.
But it could be like multiple things that, and I'm glad you said this because like it could be multiple things. Like I know finances is one of the main things that's important because that's more attached to yourself and like individually. So people, if you're listening to that, like, yeah, that might not be your like your problem. You might be really really good in finances, but you might struggle in something else. Like, let's say like a relationship, brother. You probably fucked up the relationship. You're gonna get her back. It just takes patience, and if you take your life lessons and apply it, you'll get her back. Same thing with like you're like a job. Like you might not even have it financially, but you're not in like a huge pot like hole of debt. Like so like you will get a job. Just when you get a job, use your money wisely, spend it wisely. You're gonna get the job that you want. Same thing if you're people in school. If you're in school right now, it takes patience. Like stay focused. Don't like drive off the course of where you're trying to be with all your classes. Make sure you're afloat with everything that you're passing. Like it's multiple it's probably many things that we're probably saying that can apply to these goals of this year. Like just stay focused, stay hungry, don't be staggered, don't get discouraged, don't be disappointed, because if you don't reach these goals, it's okay. Like you just try again in another way. Like so I think it's multiple things that, you know, and other
Yeah,
than just
because
finances, but
you said it perfectly. It's like you can try again
mm-hmm,
every day that you wake up. You're able to try again, but you have to commit to trying again.
mm-hmm,
And I tell people this all the time. I've said it multiple times.
mm-hmm,
There is there's a somebody just sent me an inquiry on my website. No,
no.
no. Do you want to come here and speak at my event? No, I don't. No.
Wait, are
But
they paying you?
that's the thing. That's like one of those free guys. I'll check into it in a minute. But
Okay.
it's like you have to stay the course. Okay, there's
Mm-hmm,
168 hours in the week. You have to
mm-hmm,
ask yourself out 168 hours. If you work a job, 40 of those hours go towards your job. Sometimes there's some overtime. So let's say 60 hours.
mm-hmm,
You're down to 108 hours. Okay, you sleep every day, probably like what, maybe 6 to 8 hours.
mm-hmm.
Okay, let's knock off another 40 hours. So now you're down to
Like 20,
68 hours.
60, yeah.
So out of that 68 hours you got left over, because
Mm-hmm,
you're gonna have to make a sacrifice. Of course, you're gonna eat and everything else, but multitask. What are you gonna do with that 168 hours out of a week, even though most of the time goes towards sleeping and working? That's your time to maximize on whatever needs to be done. That's the most important thing. It's like, how do I use that 168 hours out of a week? You got more than enough time to figure out what to do, how to add a secondary income to
yeah.
your lifestyle,
Mm-hmm,
how to expand your business, how to move up at your job, or go fucking interview for another job that pays you more.
yeah.
There's enough time for you to get things done. And I see people say, "Oh, I never have enough time." There's 168 hours out of a week. If you're not
Mm-hmm,
maximizing on that time or laying out a format that works where it is you can win, then you're just making excuses. Anybody can make the excuses that I don't have enough time.
mm-hmm.
I call bullshit on that.
Right.
You always got enough time.
Same thing with content creation. If you're a guy with like 9 subs, 30
Mm-hmm.
subs, like last year I was one of those guys. I had like 99 subs when I came back to YouTube. I should have never left the first time. Once I never left and kept being consistent all last year, I now have like 1.3K. So, and I mean, I'm not monetized, but I'm working on that. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, we're gonna
it's
figure all that stuff out,
something.
man.
Yeah, that's something. Like, don't stop. Like, you gotta keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
So,
and we say these things because we're not saying it because we're perfect. We're not saying it because we're living at our absolute best lives. We just know that we see a working system,
mhm.
a system that works and has worked, is staying the course and repeating the art of repetition, and everything else,
Mhm.
is causing these things that we're talking about to work and work at a high level. So it's like, even after I'm done with this podcast today, yeah, I still got more shit to do because I'm goal oriented.
Right.
I'm constantly working and, making my brain like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? Challenge myself. When I fuck up something, I'm like, okay, well, what can I do to make sure I don't do that again? And how can I do it better? Don't be afraid to ask yourself those questions. I am hard on myself because I don't allow myself to create a space of excuses. When
Mhm.
you accept less, you will always get less. You always give yourself an excuse to do less. And I can't rock with that. That's not my thing.
Yeah, I
So,
agree. I
but
agree.
yeah, I think that's gonna be the last topic for today.
Just one
So
minor thing.
yeah, go ahead. What do you
Keep
think?
people, keep people like that, like what he just said. Keep people like that within your circle. Don't keep
Absolutely.
people around you that's not gonna better themselves, or people that are just okay with how they things are currently when
Hmm.
they know they could do better.
Hmm.
Like, don't don't hang around people that's not gonna better you and better themselves. Like,
Hmm.
don't be
That's facts.
comfortable. Don't be comfortable.
That's facts. Hey, look, I'm heartless when it comes to removing people or entities in my life that's not
Mhm.
beneficial. The
Right.
older you get, you will see the circle you keep. If they won't bail you out of jail,
Mm-hmm.
if they won't come help you change a tire, if they
Mm-hmm.
won't give you $20 when you're down bad, they don't even call to check on you when they know that you've had a hard time with your relationship. Those are people that you don't want around you. That's from a moral standpoint. From a business standpoint, if I can't break bread with you or you're not moving a needle, you cannot be in my circle. If you don't have the hunger that I have to be successful, you can't be in my circle.
That's facts.
I will associate with you from a distance, but I won't ever
Mm-hmm.
call you a friend. I won't ever call you a partner.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call you an associate and I'll
Mm-hmm.
pray for you. But I don't waste my time with those people like that at all because I had too many of them in my circle before and they typically sink ships.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
with that being said, y'all, I thank y'all for joining us with the coffee and convo. Kay, I appreciate you coming, getting up this morning and having a
Yeah.
conversation and share your thoughts and everything with everybody. And it's how
Mm-hmm.
we're kicking off the new year. Okay, you're more than welcome to come back for this podcast again to share your thoughts, share your growth, tell your story, tell everybody what's up with you. So,
I'll come back in like a month or two. I don't, not too much case, not too much. Get
not
some
too
new
much.
features. Get some. We going. There's a lot of. It's gonna be a huge year for this channel, bro. We're gonna get a
Absolutely.
bunch of guests for y'all.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
So, all right, y'all. To the next podcast. Catch y'all later. Have a good day. Enjoy your new year.